Astro Tarot Reading Review, should you buy it or not? Do you believe in fate? Do you think we are all here for a reason, and our paths are already paved by some external force? I have always been a skeptic about these kinds of things, as my life has taught me that we make our own fate. That was until a couple of months ago when I first bought Astro Tarot Reading, and that changed the course of my life completely. Trust me, you can be the hardest working person out there, you can be the smartest, or have the best connections, but if you enter the maze of life the wrong way, you will get lost. And I was just as lost a couple of months ago until I discovered Astro Tarot Reading. My life after finding out about Astro Tarot Reading, I'm not going to lie, I was hooked from the first sentences I read. The text was speaking to me, and it seemed like the universe was doing its best to give me a final sign for me to make the right decision and change my life completely. Sometimes, all it takes for you to change your life is simply to avoid making the wrong decision. 2 months ago I was offered a writing job. I was going to work full-time and get paid half of the wage I was already earning. I had to transfer to another city to do that, the same city as my wife was living in. Here I was, stuck on indecision again, not knowing what was the best for me. My parents, especially my father, didn't really like that idea but encouraged me to finally move out and be my own man. My wife, I recently filed for divorce, and that was the right decision, was excited because we were finally going to live near each other. She was actually pushing for us to live together like a normal couple, but due to some relationship issues, I had my doubts. I dived deep into the Astro Tarot reading because I wanted to know what life was holding in front of me. Was I ever going to be able to live a happy life? As I experimented more and more with Astro Tarot reading, Fortune Alexander taught me that the future was bright for me. I simply had to avoid certain decisions in order to get the breakthrough I finally was waiting for. I learned a secret about my parents, but most importantly, I learned something about my wife that would give me the strike that I had been waiting for. How well did Astro Tarot reading work for me? After getting used to the idea that I can have access to future events before happening, I started really tapping into things that had bothered me for such a long time. Remember how I mentioned that I didn't live with my wife? Well, I always doubted that she had cheated on me at some point in the relationship, but I had no proof. What Fortune Alexander did for me was show me not the proof, but rather what I had to do to get the proof. Thanks to his card reading, I got the revelation that I needed to find and ask the guy she had cheated me with. And finding him wasn't all that hard since he had been secretly following my Instagram page for months. Once I figured out who he was, I asked him straight up, and he spilled the tea about everything. I finally had the guts and good reason to divorce my wife and get out of that toxic relationship. Had I not done that, she would have taken half of the money I am making right now. I also mentioned finding a secret about my parents. I told you that I was the one to help them pay their debts. Well, it turned out that they weren't really in debt. In fact, they would save up all the money I would give them so they could restore the house once they had reached the right amount of money. At last but not least, I learned that accepting that job was the best decision I could ever make. The potential to learn new things there was huge, and now that I have been only 2 months in, my income has quadrupled in comparison to before. Oh, I also found out the exact date that Bitcoin's price would go up, so I invested in it before it did so and got a huge profit out of it. I mean, life just isn't the same anymore. Knowing what will happen, or not happen, beforehand is like having a secret weapon in your hand that gives you an advantage over everyone else. About the creator of Astro Tarot Reading, Fortune Alexander, as far as I've read, Alexander used to be in a similar position as me, or as you, when he was young. He dropped out of high school and decided to head to the Himalayas, where he would reconnect with his ancestors and master awareness, meditation, and spiritual connection. He would then return back to the US to finish high school and get his degree in astronomy. Since he developed a passion for the sky and the stars, he would start practicing tarot reading, and after diving deep into it, he would learn how to predict events with preciseness. After successfully predicting many events, like the rise of Amazon, and helping a lot of people get rich, Fortune Alexander would create Astro Tarot Reading to help people all over the world, without the need of ever meeting them. What are some benefits? Learn how to avoid life difficulties whatsoever. Predict opportunities before they come your way. Have a direct connection to the plan the universe has for you. Bring abundance and positive energy into your life. Attract wealth and career success. Beware. Not knowing this can cost you money and years of your life wasted. Astro Tarot Reading will clear the confusion for you and show you what the universe has already planned for your life. Don't make the wrong decision simply because you don't know better. Learn what your life is supposed to look like and then work towards making it all happen for you.